whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
I got a theory, man. I got a theory. We talk about a lot of red pill stuff, MGTOW stuff, and all of that, man. But I got a theory on a huge reason, not the only reason, that families are broken up and we're split apart from each other, and we hate each other now, and there's a whole bunch of single mothers. My theory is that in 1970, Ronald Reagan, the president of the Boondocks, says the devil. But my theory is, man, in 1970, they passed the law to where you can get divorced with irreconcilable differences. Now, what that is basically, I can just leave you with no real reasoning. I actually talked to my mother about this, and she said that it was the reason, because you have to have a reason even with irreconcilable differences. He was gone. He wasn't holding me, and I was lonely. You can use that. 1970. So, if a wife is bored, and I'm not saying all women cause divorce, but come on, we know it's about 80% of them is the ones who want to leave. They could just say he wasn't holding me. I was watching The Crown, man, and this lady was trying to divorce Mike. It was Elizabeth's husband's best friend, and they was in this club, and she suspected him of cheating, and she wanted a divorce. And when she tried to go to the courts to get the divorce, they said, well, what did he do? She said he was being unfaithful. He what do they call it in the Bible? Adultery. He said, you got proof? She was like, no. Well, you can't get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? But she ended up getting proof or whatever. She ended up getting divorced. But then she regretted it because she didn't have nothing. He was the one with all of the money and all of the moves. And now she was a single mother and with regrets. So, because he still was a good man. He just cheated on her, which is a bad thing. But he took care of his kids, took care of his family, and she was taken care of. And it's what it is, man. Not the rest of the kids have to struggle because of some plight that you was going through. You should have vetted the man. Probably was there for the money. And I'm just speaking about any woman at this point, not just the girl on the Crown. But, it's not to just put blame on the women. I'm just talking about how we all got tricked as a whole in society. How could we let that pass? How did we let Ronald Reagan trick us, man? Like, the war on drugs and all of that, man. I understand that, that was just CIA and Contra. I get that was just too much for us, When they do something crazy like that to the American people, there's no fighting it. The government is just too big of a monster. But how do we let irreconcilable differences become a thing? That's my theory, that is the hugest contribution to why our households are broken the way that they are. How do we let this happen? You can just say, I don't want to do this no more and leave, and then take half. Like, not only are you leaving, you divorce, you get alimony and whatever, and it's like it builds a resentment. You used to have to go talk to your pastor or your priest or whatever, man, before you can get a divorce. Now you could just say, it's not fun no more. You know what? I saw a guy like that at the Starbucks. I don't like my husband no more. It's a guy with a six-pack flirting with me at Starbucks, man. This is over. I don't care about the kids. Kid's not even that good looking because they got his genetics. I want the guy at Starbucks. Irreconcilable differences, man. Telling y'all, that's what did us in, man. When you could just say you're not beholden to a creed, when a vow that you make in front of God. That don't mean anything. Like, how do you make let's say you do believe in God and you get married, because they do it all the time too. They still file for divorce for reconcilable differences. Let's say you believe in God. You made a vow in front of the Almighty. And then you basically just said, through sickness and then health, none of that was happening. You just got bored. And, I know I made a vow to God, but irreconcilable differences. Like, that is nuts to me, man. I don't get, how nobody else sees this. That's like being in a basketball game, right? And you playing, and, it's a championship. And You the captain of the team. You go and you shoot the ball. You just give up on the squad. You're under contract. Basketball ain't fun no more. You just walk off the court. Has that ever happened? That's what these women are doing in marriage. Yeah, I don't want to play in the NBA no more. I don't care about that contract. But in this case, the contract, not only do you get your money, you get the team's money too when you leave after you basically betrayed them and left them, on the court in the best game of everybody else's lives. But that's it, man. Like, I just wanted to get my thoughts out about that, man. See what anybody thinks about it. Don't be a nigga.